where these individuals are trying to pour into your life and make you better men and become men of God. I want to say, even though I grew up in the suburbs of Memphis, I also hung around individuals that weren't walking in the appropriate walks of life, criminal inclined individuals. I don't want you to think that your mindset has to be because you stay in what they may call projects, that your mind has to be projectish. You can stay in the projects, but your mind can be in Hollywood, California. It can be in Bel Air. Sometimes we have to make transitions in our life to not be consumed with what your friends, your family may think about you wanting to change and be a better man. We got to get out of this box of hood, ghetto. I got to make the guys happy in the hood when you got a daughter or a son to feed, or you got a mama or a father that's worked so many hard years to sacrifice for you, and look how you repay them. We've already embarrassed our forefathers like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, by what we are doing to each other. We are quick to perpetuate black on black crime and kill each other, but we afraid to, excuse my language, shoot the Caucasian, because you know that judge don't give your ass life. But you would shoot that black man because he might give you 6 months, you know. So I want to introduce myself. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I was a pimp for 11 years, a national pimp. I was arrested here in Nashville when one of my white girls were killed in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. She was stabbed 9 times in the face and strangled to death. Nashville apprehended me and had me on one of the first highest bonds ever in the city of Nashville. I was on $1 million bond before they arrested the Green Hills rapist. Being incarcerated in y'all city in Nashville for 16 days, I must say I was a part-time praiser, meaning I used God for convenience. Maybe like how you know when we get drunk, God, I'll never drink again, just let me make it through the night. Or when your car finna get repoed, or you can't pay your rent, God, man, I don't want to be put out, please make a way. But God saying, where was you at when you was balling? When you was riding hard? When was you praising me then? Where was you at? You was absent, you know, like at school, you was on the absentee list. And now to say you need me, but he loves everyone, he'll never forsake you. The 16th day, I prayed to God saying, look, you know I didn't kill this white woman, but I did pimp on her. If there's any sovereign grace left in your heart, please let me walk out of this Nashville jail, because this $10 million bond and they want $1 million. My parents, not even my whole family, can put up all of their housing to make this bond. Well, on the 16th day, they found the white guy who killed the white lady. He was from Ohio. He owned an escort service. He was upset because she worked for an Afro-American and she would not come work for him, so he took her life. I promise God, if you let me walk out of this jail, I will perpetuate doing something for the kingdom. I used some of the prostitution money to open up a landscape company in Nashville, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Atlanta, Georgia. The 4th day of putting out flyers, the 6th person I met was a prominent pastor y'all got here in Nashville called Bishop Joseph Walker of Mount Zion in Nashville. Unbeknownst to me, I had no idea whose house I was trimming, whose house I was mulching, because he was humble, down to earth, didn't let it be known he was Bishop Walker. The 3rd year he asked me, do you know Christ? And I'm like, I'm in the world, I'm still in the flesh, I'm still doing stuff I don't probably be doing. Man, what's wrong with this dude? Do I know Christ? But he had invited me to his church. I came out and I was asked by an usher to be a usher. I'm like, man, look, dude, I came to church. Really, I came for the women, because everybody knows Mount Zion got some of the most finest women in the world. I wasn't going to get the word. I'm just going to be honest. And the guy said, would you like to be an usher? I'm like, wait, man, look, I'll come find you after service. Service was about don't be a church patron, be a church participant. Don't just sit in the pew, participate, do something. Be an usher, be a deacon, be an elder, men's ministry, do something. So man, I started running through the Asian, looking for this dude. Where you at? I found the dude. I told him I wanted to be an usher. But I went to Mount Zion because I wanted to be part of the video ministry. If anybody, if you're from Nashville, you probably don't know me, but my name, Mac Allan, is all over the city. How the King of Media, Mac Allan. I own a magazine in 16 states. I get paid to interview major entertainers, pro athletes, reality stars, but I'm humble. I'm still approachable. I'm not conceited. Okay, with that being said, I became a usher, but my popularity got in the way in Mount Zion because people were coming to church after seeing my TV commercials, radio commercials, my name on every pole. Let me take a picture with you, Matt, in the church. I know I'm probably doing this. Matt, hey man, for my new CDs, might say some of that pimp stuff on my phone, man, so I can download and put it on my CD. I'm supposed to be doing it. So Christ said, okay, you ain't coming to church for me. You coming to church for you. So I got to move you out the way and put me in the way. So losing my position in Mount Zion as an usher, just like an athlete. If anybody here who play football or whatever, we all want to be on a winning team. Mount Zion is one of the most prominent churches in the city. Anybody would want to be a part of it. I was feeling a little hurt. Man, Mount Zion don't want me, but I'm interviewing people like Mystical, Stevie J, Justin Hernandez, Rich Homie Quan, but none of that matters to me. I want to be part of Mount Zion. So 6 months later, I tell God, hey God, look, man, I really would like to work for a pastor of the magnitude of Joel Osteen, T.D. Jakes, Joyce Myers, Creflo Dollar. So the flesh say, hey, Mac Allan, jump in your Mercedes or jump in your BMW. Their address is right there on the TV screen. Just drive to where they at. But the spirit say, look, sit down. Because if you work closely with Bishop Walker and you see how hard it is for people to get up on Bishop Walker just to shake his hand and say thank you for a great word without Metro Police saying, hold up, stop, you can't get to him. What makes you think you're going to be able to get in your car and go get up on T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, Joel Osteen, who is of a bigger, greater magnitude than Bishop Walker can ever be? Okay, with that being said, I sat down. 4 months later, to show you how God works, and prayer without ceasing is important. God hears prayers. He may not answer when you want to answer, but God is like UPS. He like Federal Express. Meaning, just because God delivered your package today, as long as I see UPS on my street, I know my package coming. So my phone rings at 1:47 in the morning. Text message, it say, is this Allan Puryear / Mac Allan celebrity interviewer? So the first thing I'm thinking, as a single man, stay alone in Atlanta, Memphis, and Nashville, and New York, my name in TV, my numbers on TV commercials, radio commercials, on the back of my magazine, on my DVDs, all on the side of my BMW, all on the side of my Mercedes. Who is this groupie that's reaching out to me at 1:47 in the morning? But God said, don't respond to this message as if it's a groupie. Respond like it's 8 o'clock in the morning and it's a business call. So I waited till 3 o'clock, 2 hours later. Someone texted Mac Allan at 1:47 in the morning, is this call in reference to business? Obviously, I waited 2 hours, Jay didn't answer. So I waited till 7 the next morning. God bless you in Jesus' name. Someone texted Mac Allan at 1:47 in the morning, was this call in reference to media business? They responded, if this is not Mac Allan, celebrity interviewer, we apologize. I responded, this is him. Here's how God manifests himself. He said, this is public relations manager Terry Jakes from Creflo Dollar World Changer Ministry Church in Atlanta, Georgia. We have been watching you 16 months on Facebook and Twitter. This goes to show the phrase that they say, be careful what you say, be careful what you do, because you never know who's watching you. Because when you claim you love God, your character is on display for the kingdom. They said, we don't agree with the Mysticals, the Stevie J's, the Rich Homie Quans, the 666 Mafias. We don't agree with these people you interview, but we see your character in front of the camera. We would like to offer you a 6-figure deal starting in April of this year to go on the road and be an exclusive video journalist for Creflo Dollar. Now, I asked myself, God, is this for real? Is this serious? Is this really of God? But God said, look, you didn't go looking for them, right? Did you or did you not say, God, I sure would like to work for a pal? Well, why are you asking me that stupid question? Well, what I'm saying to you, gentlemen, is prayer without ceasing, but ask God something one time. Because he's not a hit or miss God. When God steps to the plate, it's a home run every time. He's going to knock it out the field. So if you diligently seek him and you love him faithfully, what you pray for, he's going to manifest that to you. But he needs to know, if I manifest your blessing, will you bless somebody else? Will you share this with somebody else? Will you let your testimony catapult somebody else's career? So what I want to say to you, young gentlemen, God say he loves you. Don't let your destiny and your vision be limited. Young man, I listen to you, man. I'm very impressed and overwhelmed with the fact that I don't meet a lot of Afro-American young men that can speak appropriate English etiquette. True, I'm 45. Before I became a man of Christ, please believe me, I was hood. I couldn't have been a pimp without being hood. But it's nice to see a young man y'all age that can talk appropriate English etiquette without always, what's up, my nigga? What's up, homeboy? Yeah, man, we shook it last night, man. We, like, for real, you know. Y'all don't have to say a dope all your life. Is that what you're saying that you're limited to? You know, a monkey can say a dope, but can you challenge yourself to say, okay, man, they've been selling dope in James Casey and Preston Taylor for years. Why I can't be the one to step outside the project to be the forefather where they can say, hey, look at him. Man, he became an NFL player. Man, he became a congressman. Why you want to be like the next dope dude? You know, why you got to be like the next prostitute? You can be of Christ. You know what I'm saying? Christ love you. Do what Christ tell you to do. Don't try to please man. Y'all ain't got to please man. I know it's a little hard sometimes coming outside your house, seeing the guys pass by in these nice cars, you know, with the bling on. You know, okay, that's fine and dandy. But folks look at me and they look at my watch and my jewelry, but have no idea how hard I put in work to get here. You know, this $5,000 watch didn't come overnight. You know what I'm saying? It took